Welcome to the Multipeak Marketing Podcast. Brace yourself, because we're bringing you top-level value, revealing powerful insights, and speaking to top individuals in the orthodontic industry. Let's start elevating your marketing knowledge with your host, Tyler Terrell.
Welcome, everyone, to the Multipeak Marketing Podcast. I'm here today with Michael Courtright with Courtright Orthodontics. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about yourself and your story.
All right. Well, I practice here in Texas, a smaller town called Denison. It's almost the Oklahoma border. I have 3 offices. So my main office is in Texas, but I have 2 offices in Oklahoma also. I've been practicing for about 11 years. I'm originally from Idaho. My wife is from Las Vegas, but now we're Texans and we love it. I got 5 kids ranging from 5 to 14 years old. You know, I love this career. I mean, it's honestly, I look at it and it's the best career out there where you can make a good living, be able to support your hobbies, but also, live comfortably and support your family, right? So, and have plenty of time for them too. So I love my family time. So
awesome. So what made you move to Texas? Your wife was from Las Vegas. That's
yeah, kind of crazy. So it started in residency, right? So I'm from Boise, Idaho. She's from Las Vegas. Like most doctors coming out of school, I had a lot of debt, and I wanted to find some place where I could be successful. And my goal was to get rid of that debt as soon as possible.
Right.
Boise and Las Vegas are super saturated with orthodontists. And so I essentially took an orthodontic directory that showed everyone who's an orthodontist in the nation. I looked for ones that had been practicing for 30 years or more because I wanted to buy a practice. And I had a map and I looked and I'd find one. I looked on a map and said, sure, I could live there. And we sent about 200 letters out. Interesting, got about 20 responses and half of them were from Texas. So we took a trip to Texas and I found this practice and bought this practice. So
right. Now it's your home.
Now it's my home. Now it's our home. It's great. We got 3 of our 5 have been born in Texas. And so, yeah, it's our home.
Wow. So how's the wife and the kids loving it?
They love it. My wife's super involved with the schools. Where we live is a great place to live. Everyone's extremely nice. We've been welcomed into the community. It's been great. Schools are great. So we love it here.
Right. So how are you managing your other offices in like Oklahoma?
So I just have one staff. I do have a couple staff that live in Oklahoma, but we have a minivan and just so on Mondays I'm in one office and we just pile in the minivan and drive up there and drive back together. And then I'm in my main office Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then on Wednesdays, I'm in my other Oklahoma office and we just pile in the minivan and up there and we bring our equipment with us. Nice thing about it is my rent in both of those places is pretty cheap. So in one of my offices, it stays empty the rest of the week. In one of my other offices, I do share it with some oral surgeons. So that helps. But yeah, we just all kind of just hop in the minivan and head to our offices. So
I love it. So what's your favorite thing to do in the office? I know I've seen you dance and be a goofball. So let's touch on that.
You know, honestly, being a dad, one of the greatest joys is just embarrassing your children. And I kind of take that to the office too. I just give my patients a hard time, but I create it so they can give me a hard time too, and so we just get some friendly banter back and forth, which is fun, and my staff get into it too. And that's probably my favorite thing is just interacting and just my patients can make fun of me. I can tease them and that's really what makes the day fun, right? When you can have that.
Have you ever had patients come in where previous patients, they had such a good interaction with you that they're like, oh yeah, Dr. Courtright was like super funny. Have you ever had people come in that are there just because of who you are? Oh
yeah. They come in and friends have showed them our YouTube and Facebook videos or whatever, or even the dental office that they go to showed them some videos or whatever. And so they kind of know who I am and they'll say that's why they came in.
How do you go about the patients when they are maybe scared? Because I know a lot of doctors, they don't really know exactly how to go about making it seem like a super friendly, super chill, super relaxing, fun environment. So how do you go about that rather than seeing like when a kid goes in there kind of scared of the orthodontist, like, ooh, I'm going to give braces. So how do you go about that?
That's a hard one. A lot of it, you have to read people. right? I mean, because there are some kids that come in, they're scared, and you start coming in dancing and singing, and it'll freak them out, right? It doesn't work for them. One thing before I go into a new patient exam, my treatment coordinator, we have a little meeting. We just meet Flee. She shows me the pictures and x-rays, but then kind of tells me the patient, says, hey, he's really nervous, kind of gives me an idea of what to do. So I know that maybe this one, I'm not going to come in so strong, right? And
Right.
really, it's about connecting with people, right? Even some kid who's nervous and scared, if you can find one thing, like what they like to do, and you just start talking about it, and a lot of times that loosens them up quite a bit, and always having a smile on your face. My TC does a great job of making them feel comfortable. She's extremely friendly, and so you're not gonna crack every nut, right? But if you can kind of just get in a little bit and just find what they like to do, find something you have in common that you can just talk about briefly and get them to loosen up, it really goes a long way. Everyone, the craziness, I guess, sometimes doesn't fit for everyone. And the key is the personal connection, finding a commonality or something that they're interested in that you can talk about and develop more to help them open up.
Right. So what about the community? I know you say that everyone sees your face and they know exactly who you are. So what type of community things are you doing so you get more patients through the doors?
When I first started, actually, one of the first things I did was join the Rotary Club. And it's interesting. You think the Rotary Club is a bunch of old guys, and it is, right? But honestly, those old guys are grandpas. They know a lot of people. So I developed relationships with guys that were older than me. And then they talk with their kids who then bring their kids in, That was kind of the first thing I did was just join a service club, right? And then my wife, she got into PTO with the schools, was able to get to know the teachers. When I first got here, I was doing things like I was going to the schools and reading to the kids. I started, coaching my kids. I love sports. So our kids, when they started sports, I was coaching, getting to know parents that way. I was getting on some community boards, getting to know just other people that were in the community boards, really just kind of immersing myself in the community, right? And that was honestly the biggest thing to jumpstart my practice, was doing that. I didn't just go to work and come home and spend time with my family. I love spending time with my family, but I found time to do these other stuff, to plug myself into the community, to really get to know the members of the community. I got in with the local high school football team. We all know that Texas is big into their high school football, right? Oh, yeah. So I got to know the coaches. Then it began, I brought the players in and we do custom mouth guards for them. Everyone goes to the home football games. And so, it's announced at the games. I do just some kind of funny thing, like if you got jacked up teeth, come see Dr. Courtright or whatever, something that catches people. And so that was really was a huge key to jumpstarting my practice to start to grow.
I love it. That's probably one of the biggest things in terms of marketing that you guys are doing, right?
Yeah, I'm in a smaller town. So marketing is a little different. That's going to be my best form of marketing is really getting to know people in my community, right? Getting to know teachers, getting to know government officials, getting to know the policemen, the firemen, all those people. That's how I'm going to do it. In a bigger town, it might be a bigger city, it might be a little different. But for me, just getting my face out there, people knowing me, I treat a lot of kids I coached in football and baseball and basketball. I treat a lot of those kids. I treat, my wife has gotten to know tons of moms at the school, and I treat all those kids, so really that's been a big help for me.
That's super awesome. So just getting involved in the community more, maybe joining a Rotary Club. Yeah. That was a very interesting way of approaching it, but that's pretty smart.
Yeah. I got to know a lot of people through the Rotary Club, which, it's kind of an old fashioned thing, but honestly, I met a lot of people through that. So
interesting. So what about your social media presence? So I know you do and you sing and just goof around. So have a lot of patients been attracted more to that, seeing that and being oh yeah, that's my orthodontist right there.
Yeah. We've had some professional editors and videographers come and do some stuff for us. We've done stuff ourselves, and just, TikTok these days, you got all sorts of stuff you can do that people just kind of scroll through and laugh about, and for me, it's about just portraying me and my personality. I think That's the key. And not every orthodontist is like me. Not every orthodontist is crazy, right? Like me, and it doesn't work for people who, it doesn't work for me to try to be someone else and, try to be the orthodontist I think I should be. Instead, I'm just going to take advantage of who I am and exploit who I am. Right. And another orthodontist who may not be as silly as me can still take what they have and exploit that and help people feel comfortable and want to be in their office. For me personally, it's just, I'm sitting there working on patients and I'm singing to the song that's on the radio, or I'll have like a dance off with a patient, or whatever it may be, but that's just me and my personality. And so I think anyone with any personality can exploit that and take advantage of that and just be you. Right.
I love that. I feel like that's really powerful, because I feel like a lot of orthodontists, I don't know what it is. I feel like they have to be a certain way and operate a certain way, but it's like, I feel like patients are really sold on the fact that you are who you are. Like you're dancing, you're getting in your groove, and people love that. People love not necessarily like that personality. Like personally, like I'm drawn to that, but like people are drawn to expressing yourself, I feel like, on how you go about things. So like you might be singing, you might be having a dance off, other doctors, they might be giving high fives or something. Like I have no idea. It could just be anything.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing is just be you, right? And when I first started, I was come to work with a tie and I was looking all fancy thing, like, okay, this is what an orthodontist is supposed to be like. And it was funny, but then my personality would creep out, right? And I do stuff. And then one day I was like, I'm not going to wear a tie today.
Right.
And literally almost every one of my patients was like, hey, I like that better. I like it better with you without a tie. I'm like, sweet. I don't have to wear a tie every day then, because, Man. And then now I'm wearing my polo and it just kind of relaxed,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've just kind of learned myself that, hey, I'm just going to be me. People are going to come for that. And I want them to feel like they can be them in my office.
Right.
And they won't be judged for that or anything like that. They can just come be themselves and maybe get a laugh or two.
Yeah, for sure. My orthodontist actually, I saw him a few months ago. I don't know what he was doing. He was in his pajamas, like just doing his stuff. I'm just like,
yeah. Why not? Like we don't have to be stiffs, right? We can just, we can just be us, right?
Right. I love that. I feel like a lot of doctors listening can really take that and run with that, because I feel like patients are more, instead of like being in a suit and being all super professional, like, yeah, that's great. But also like they get to see your personality come out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So if there's any, to wrap it up here, if there's any like key takeaways or extra things you want to add in to any other doctors out there, go for it.
I think the key is just being unique. So many times we all do the same social media posts. We all have the same web pages. We all, put out the same exact information, and patients can look at 5 different orthodontists and it all looks the same, right? I think when it comes to marketing, you have to figure out, okay, who you are, and really who you are is your brand, right? Who you are is your brand. And then take that and then do unique content towards that, no matter what it is. And don't use the same cookie cutter stuff, same that you can get, but really be unique about it. It takes a lot more work, right? It's a lot more work to do that, but I think it sets you apart, and you'll see more rapid growth in your office and more success if you just are more unique in yourself and promote that.
Super. Is there any way where someone can reach out to you, maybe checking out your guys' social media if they have any questions or anything?
Yeah, I mean, you can check out our Facebook and Instagram. It's Courtright Orthodontics. You search that. If you go to YouTube, if you can check out our most popular video, which is Ortho Road. If you go Road, you can check out what we did there. You can anyone can email me and contact me at Dr. Courtright, DrCourtright at Texoma, which this is our area, TXEXOMA, and then orthodontist.com. You can I feel free to email me. Some buddies of mine who are orthodontists come visit me in my office, and come hang out, I don't mind that either. So
Yeah, right on. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Courtright, for coming on the podcast.
all right, thank you for having me.